Welcome back to my channel. Today is a special day. We have reached 400 subscriptions. Thanks to all you guys, and I'd like to thank you all. And if you're watching me for the first time, I'd like you to subscribe.
Oh my god, we're fucking rich.
Hello everybody. What all of you probably didn't realize or don't know about me is I'm 59 years old, and I started using meth at the age of 35. When I was 35, I owned my own house, I had my own business, I had 4 children and a wife, and everything was going good. 25 years ago, I was making roughly about $50,000 a year. That was a lot of money back then. And then I started using meth, and I lost everything. I lost my house. And so I started when I was 35 years old. And the one thing I don't know is what it was like to start using meth at an early age, like when you're 20. I know why I started, because at the age of 35, I was really getting tired. My job took a lot out of me, and kind of like a midlife crisis. When I first got high for the first time, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I felt like a 20-year-old. So from that point on, for the next 20 years, for the next 15, 20 years, I was selling meth, making meth, and I observed a lot of young people doing meth. And so I observed them. I'm probably the only guy out there that has observed so many young people doing meth. So what I want from you guys, the viewers, is to ask me some questions. I've got life experience like you wouldn't believe. I have before I used meth, I drank for 20 years. I got 4 DUIs. One was a meth DUI. I've been in the courts. I've had public defenders. I've hired lawyers. I raised 3 daughters. They're all fine. My son still lives with me. And what I want from you guys, because I'm kind of at wit's end to trying to figure out what you guys want me to talk about. So why don't you guys just tell me what you want me to talk about? Ask me questions. Right now I work in the mental health industry. I'm a peer support. I'm a certified peer recovery specialist. I'm a recovery coach. And I work at a 60-bed sober house for a buddy of mine. I give pep talks. I've gave my testimony in front of churches, at treatment centers. I've talked to 12 guys at once. And so let's hear it. Let's hear it from you guys. What do you want me to talk about? What do you want me to answer? I'm sure you guys got questions. I don't care what it is, I'll answer it for you. And moving forward, this is my 400 subscriptions. I can't believe it. I love you guys. I want to hear from you guys. And let's make this channel be informative. I'm here to help you guys. I've got money. I've got a good job. I've got money. I just want a bigger audience so I can help more people. So today, on the 400th subscription episode, I'm going to talk about when I got busted and when I went to court. I went to court, and I didn't know if I was going to get 5 years, 10 years. I didn't know what was going to happen. But I went to court the first time, and I had to make a decision. Was I going to hire a lawyer, or was I going to get a public defender? Well, the lawyer would have costed me, I think, 20 grand. So I didn't have 20 grand. So my dad wasn't gonna borrow me the money. But the bad part about that was my wife had just passed away a year before that from breast cancer, and I could have had it all dismissed by playing that card, that I was grieving and this and that, I was out of my head, whatever. And I'm sure I could have talked one juror or two or three into saying, hey man, give him a break, but I didn't. So, and I had 4 children at this time. They were pretty devastated. So I just decided that I'm just gonna take ownership of what I did. I went in there, threw myself on the mercy of the court, and like a light switch, my public defender was my best friend. And I thought to myself, what the hell's going on here? But see, the thing is about public defenders is they work for the county. They work for the county, and the way their pay structure is that they each have a caseload of, let's say, 7, 8 people. And they get a bonus if they get 7 people to say guilty, to plead guilty. Yeah.
Is that different from district to district, that public defenders work for the county?
It could be, but this was straight from public defender's mouth. So they're working for them, and my ignorance of the law is not their problem, if you know what that means. So because I knew a little bit about the law, I decided to go this route. And so he said, he didn't know how much time I was going to get, and I thought, well, it's my first felony. Why am I even getting jail? Well, he said, you might get prison. I said, really? And he said, no matter what you get, and if you look on the box on the grid that they always have on the wall, according to the grid, I was going to get just probation. But my county that I was in was pretty conservative, so they weren't going to let me get away with that. So my public defender said, no matter what, you're going to get through this. You're going to be okay. And I knew he was speaking to me man to man, and I hate to say it, but I trusted him. So the next time I went to court, he said, the way it looks, you're going to get 4 months. And I said, oh my God, 4 months. And he said, and we still got to talk to the police department of the city that I live in. I said, what do you mean? It's up to them? And they said, yeah. I said, wow. So I thank God that I was never mouthy with him. I was never swinging at him, or else I might still be in prison. But so they said, yeah, I'll get 4 months. So because I was so cooperative with my public defender, not only did I get 4 months, and because I got caught with 93 grams of meth. So I got 4 months, but then I went in and I got STS, sentenced to service, which means every day that I worked out in the community outside the jail, I got 1 day taken off the end of my sentence. So that was, 5 days a week. And then I cleaned the unit I was in every night for an hour. That took an hour off. And then I signed up to polish all the floors in the whole prison, or in the whole jail. And that was 5 hours every 2 days, and they counted it as 8. So all said and done, I got like 2.5 months. But because me and my public defender were on such good terms, I got a segmented sentence. And what that is I got to go home for 30 days, then I'd come in and do 20. I'd go home for 30, come in and do 20. I did that 6 times. And so what this did for me was, before I went in, I went and ate at the buffet. I put money on my books. I brought in books to read. And in my jail, in my county, I could bring in videos as long as they were sealed. So I'd go to Walmart and I'd get the $5 videos. I'd bring in 15 videos for me and the other inmates to watch. And so yeah, it was pretty enjoyable actually. But I didn't eat their food. I ate, jail recipes. Every time I came out, I had a month out, so I'd get on YouTube and I'd search all these jail recipes, and I'd go in and make burritos and whatever else. So, yeah, and that was just doing the right thing, and it just, everything kind of falls into place. So, that's where I'd like to ask you guys to ask me questions about jail, about courts, about public defenders, and about the law. So ask me anything, and please subscribe. We'll see you next time.